I'm Diederik Martens from Chapman Wright, and in this marketing technology video I'm going to give you a summary about what I'll be speaking about at the Adobe Summit in EMEA in 2019. It's about collecting customer feedback throughout the life cycle. Not just to, measure it, but to act upon it. For instance, with customer satisfaction. And I'm going to showcase that based on our Marketo and Survicate setup. But before doing so, let's hand it over to Tom from Survicate to tell you a little bit more about Survicate.
Hi Diederik, thank you for the intro, and hello to you guys. I'm Tom from Survicate, which is a customer service software and Marketo certified partner. Happy to tell you a few words about how you can use surveys to better automate your campaigns and push leads through the funnel faster. As marketing pros, you rock at generating huge amounts of leads. But to precisely target your campaign and convert leads into customers, you need to get to know them better. You also crave for improving your strategy. That's why you need to measure your prospect satisfaction at different stages of a buyer's journey and identify your strengths and weaknesses. Those are much easier and faster to achieve with Survicate microsurveys for Marketo. Use them to enrich your lead profile with their answers in database in real time. Survicate helps you to automate related smart campaigns, build relationship with your prospects, and research how satisfied they are with your product. The best part is that the integration process is very easy. You can do it in just several minutes. Check out SMOP's use case to see how simple yet powerful Survicate surveys for Marketo are.
Thank you, Tom. And now let's dive into a Marketo and Survicate instance. As a niche agency, we value customer satisfaction more than anything. And we have identified a few key turning points in the customer lifecycle we want to address. One of them, for example, is when someone signs a deal with us and then the time the project starts. In that specific time frame, could be 1 or 2 weeks. You can imagine that at the signing of a deal, a customer is heavily in love. And 2 weeks waiting until a project starts can feel like an eternity. So in our hypothesis, what we wanted to test is how we can bridge that gap. For that, we need 2 things. 1, we need to be able to identify when a customer signs a deal. B, when a project is started for a customer. And of course, we will be able to send feedback requests and receive feedback. So let's dive into our instance and see how we've tackled that. In our case, we're in luck because we use Salesforce and it's integrated to our Marketo instance. So an opportunity is automatically logged into Marketo. So when an opportunity changes status to closed won, we, combined with other criteria, can trigger an email to go out to ask for customer feedback. The second scenario, we're in luck too, because we use Salesforce to measure our projects. A customer or a person at a customer becomes a project member, and a project has a status. So again, an object we can trigger off from in our Marketo instance. And for our new customers, receiving a feedback request is not by surprise, because even in our deal, which we create with PandaDoc as an add-on to Salesforce, on the first page we even mention how much we value customer satisfaction, and we even make sure that they know they're gonna receive a feedback request the following day after signing. In our scenario, we send out an email which already has the first question laid out in the email. In our scenario, it's a 1 to 10 score for our expertise thus far. We get this first question directly from Survicate, where we set up the entire survey. The survey consists of 2 questions. The first one is the score from 1 to 10. How do you rate our services and expertise thus far? And the second question is where people have a free text field to elaborate and give more details on why they scored us a certain score. Each individual answer links directly to that answer to that question in Survicate. And it actually adds the Marketo lead ID straight to the answer. So in that case, no data is stored that's identifiable at Survicate's end. So no email address whatsoever. So for GDPR, this is very good because there's no identifiable data at the survey tool. Another great part actually from Survicate is that it's hosted in the European Union. So then again, check in the box for GDPR. Whenever a lead fills out feedback or a customer fills out feedback, that data is automatically flowing back into Marketo. For every question, you can tell if the answer should be stored in a specific field on the person's record, and if a activity history needs to be created. So for every answer provided, there'll be a line in the activity log, a line you can trigger off. For example, you could trigger off if customer fills out a survey and the answer to a specific question, a score from 1 to 10, is a 7 or less, then act upon it. And in our scenario, we actually act upon it. If someone gives us a 7 or less, we actually create a task, in this case in Salesforce, for our account manager to follow up and see what's happening, because a 7 or less to us is not good enough. So that was our use case for customer satisfaction after signing the deal. For customer satisfaction, of course, there are much more scenarios like mid-project and end of a project, annual contract renewals, upsell, cross-sell, just periodic NPS measurement. But next to customer satisfaction, you can also consider using feedback for events or event follow-up. Or perhaps you have run into the scenario where for some form you want to ask specific questions, but you don't want to create the associated database fields for it. Well, a survey technology tool can provide you the answer here. So I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the next one.